Tonight on Beach TV News. A night of celebration turns into chaos at the White House Correspondents Dinner. Multiple shots fired send attendees diving for cover as Secret Services rush the president to safety. Who is the gunman, and who was the intended target? Plus, rising tensions in the Middle East, President Trump cancels high-stake peace talks with Iran, saying he is in no rush to end the conflict. As ships are seized and others come under fire in the Strait of Hormuz, is the ceasefire already unraveling? And
Long Beach State takes down Hawaii for the Big West title. What this means and more coming up next.
Beach TV News starts now.
welcome to this edition of Beach TV News. I'm Larissa Samano.
And I'm Derek Ellis. Beach TV News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Long Beach. We open tonight with moments of terror at one of Washington's most high-profile events. Panic and chaos erupting at the White House Correspondents Dinner as gunfire sent hundreds scrambling for cover. The Secret Service moving in quickly to escort President Trump from the event. The shooting happened at the Washington Hilton, where top political leaders and journalists gathered for the annual gala. Officials say the shots were fired near a security screening area just outside the main lobby. Witnesses report hearing as many as 8 shots before agents rushed in with weapons drawn. One Secret Service agent was shot. Shortly after the incident, President Trump addressed the nation at the White House. Take a listen.
It's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me. I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
The alleged shooter, identified as Cole Allen, a teacher from Torrance, is now in custody. And tonight, investigators are working to determine a motive, including whether he was targeting someone specific or acting alone. Btvn's Sherlyn Rodriguez is live from outside Allen's residence in Torrance. Sherlyn, what do we know?
Thank you, Larissa. Yes, that's right. We are here right now in Torrance, California, right outside of what's believed to be the suspect in custody, Cole Allen's family home. Now, prior to the events at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Allen had allegedly written a manifesto. In this manifesto, he wrote his targets were those of the Trump administration, from highest ranking to lowest ranking, and even referring to himself as a friendly federal assassin. This shooting raises a significant amount of questions regarding what was safety like at the event. The FBI raided Allen's home and has been in and out of his house since yesterday and speaking to neighbors, trying to gather any information or any context clues on what could have led to the attack. Allen is set to appear in federal court tomorrow. Reporting from Torrance, California, I'm Sherlyn Rodriguez from Beach TV News. Back to you guys.
Allen is set to be arraigned in federal court. And now, moving on to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. President Trump has canceled a high-stakes trip to Pakistan for peace talks with Iran. The White House says top negotiators, including Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, were set to head to Islamabad before the president called off just before takeoff. President Trump says he is in no rush to end the conflict, citing that Iran's latest proposal wasn't good enough. The move signals a widening gap between the two sides with no deal in sight. Iranian officials say they won't return to talks while the U.S. naval blockade remains in place, calling it a major obstacle to any agreement.
The Strait of Hormuz, a critical global shipping route, remains at the center of the standoff. That's where U.S. forces recently seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship. The Navy says it issued multiple warnings before firing rounds that disabled the vessel's engine. President Trump following through on his threat to board and seize any ships accused of defying the blockade of Iranian ports. New video from the military shows Marines boarding the ship and taking control. The incident highlights just how critical and volatile this strategic waterway remains.
Back at home, a disturbing murder case is taking a major turn. Singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, is now under arrest in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Prosecutors say the case dates back to last September, when the teen's dismembered body was found inside Burke's abandoned Tesla. Burke is charged with first-degree murder and could face the death penalty. He has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys say the evidence will prove his innocence. Meanwhile, the victim's family speaking out for the first time, saying all they want is, quote, justice for Celeste.
As that case unfolds, a different crisis is disrupting daily life for families in Santa Fe Springs. Teachers, parents, and students are feeling the impact after months of failed negotiations with the district. Now educators are on strike over what they call an unfair proposal. Btvn's Jaime DeHaro has the details.
Yes, that's right. Teachers in the Little Lake City School District are on strike demanding better healthcare benefits, smaller class sizes, and more support for special education. Behind me, you can see teachers, parents, and even students lining up for a rally right in front of the district. Schools do remain open, but until a deal is reached, the strike is expected to continue. Tensions are rising after negotiations between educators and district leaders failed, sparking the district's first ever teacher strike. Maria Pilios, teacher and president of the Little Lake Education Association, says the district proposal is shifting healthcare costs onto educators.
Our healthcare costs for the last 50 years have been fully funded, meaning we gave up raises in exchange for fully funded healthcare. The districts this year said they're no longer interested in funding our healthcare, but they also don't want to give us a raise. So the teachers are paying about $1,400.
Teacher Tammy was there to provide guidance.
This strike goes beyond healthcare. A parent says teacher support was critical for her son with autism, and now fears those programs are at risk.
If we didn't have guidance, who knows whether or not we would have been able to support our son enough for him to, he's an incredible kid, but having support in school and at home has just helped him thrive.
The strike is also resonating with students who say they're feeling the impact in the classroom.
I have rarely seen my sixth period teacher because she is the president, and she has, maybe in total I've seen her for about a month for this entire school year because she's dealing with this and I don't get to know her well. So it just affects my learning.
Teachers, parents, and students hope for a resolution and a return to regular classroom learning. Until then, the strike is expected to continue. Reporting from Santa Fe Springs, I'm Jaime DeHaro for Beach TV News.
Terror and chaos at one of Mexico's most famous landmarks. A gunman opening fire at the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan, sending visitors running for cover. Witnesses described a panic scene as shots rang out from atop the pyramid. Authorities identify the suspect as a 27-year-old man who forced multiple rounds before turning the gun on himself. A Canadian tourist was killed and at least a dozen others were injured, including 6 Americans. Investigators say the gunman was carrying material linked to the past mass shootings, including the 1999 Columbine attack. The Teotihuacan pyramids, just outside Mexico City, draw millions of visitors each year, and tonight, this violence is raising new questions about security, especially with the World Cup on the horizon.
Now, let's toss it over to BTVN's Ethan Cohen with the rest of tonight's international headlines, including political fallout in London, economic turbulence in the skies, and a technological milestone in Beijing.
First, the scandal rocking British politics. Prime Minister Keir Starmer admitted to Parliament this week that he should not have appointed Peter Mandelson as the UK's ambassador to the United States. It emerged that Mandelson, who was later arrested in February on suspicion of leaking sensitive government data to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, had failed security vetting before ever taking the job. A former official testified that there was an intense political pressure to rush the appointment through, despite those concerns. Starmer says he was kept in the dark, but critics say the damage to his credibility may be irreparable, and comes at the worst possible time, with local elections just a few weeks away. Next, a warning for summer travelers. The ongoing war with Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz have sent global jet fuel prices through the roof, more than doubling since the conflict began. The International Energy Agency is now warning that Europe has as little as 6 weeks of jet fuel remaining, with some countries already below 20 days of supply. Scandinavian carrier SAS has already canceled at least 1,000 flights this month, and Lufthansa says grounding planes may be unavoidable. Canadian carriers are feeling the cost pressure as well, with airfares for international flights already up significantly heading into peak season. And finally, A milestone that has some people marveling and others uneasy. A humanoid robot named Lightning, built by Chinese smartphone maker Honor, won a mixed human-robot half marathon in Beijing this Sunday, finishing the 13-mile race in just 50 minutes and 26 seconds.
In case you're wondering, that beats the human world record by more than 6 minutes. Thanks, Ethan. Well, nearly a year after one of the largest immigration crackdowns in Los Angeles history, the impact is still being felt. Our Btvn reporter Sherlyn Rodriguez spoke with community members caught in the aftermath.
It was June of 2025 where Los Angeles saw some of the most extensive immigration raids in its history. And here on this block of Paramount, California is where it all began. Now, almost a year later, the community is still feeling some of the aftershocks of these raids. The streets of a once lively community feel empty as that June 7th, 2025 day becomes history. A year later, federal agents have left the neighborhood, but the fear within the community remains.
But immediately they are placed in the temporary detention center. They're processed, and then they are eventually sent to one of the local detention centers.
The Paramount Coalition, a local nonprofit organization, has seen the first-hand fallout of these operations.
But yeah, we're just overall quieter. Like my street that I live on, like it's a very big, busy street that's known for a lot of street parties. And since then, like we don't have as many parties. Like we used to have a banda every weekend. We used to have DJs every other weekend.
It was almost unreal, as if some kind of massive, horrible monster had been hiding underneath your bed the entire time you were living somewhere, and you only realized it once it started taking like a neighbor.
Beach TV News reached out to ICE about the raids and received an email response saying they are, quote, not utilizing public affairs resources to respond to inquiries from university-based media entities at this time, end quote. Reporting in Paramount, California, Sherlyn Rodriguez, Beach TV News.
Now to the continued reckoning over sexual abuse allegations against Cesar Chavez and the impact it's having in San Diego. At Chicano Park, the city is moving forward with changes, including renaming streets and altering some of the park's iconic murals. Here's BTVN's Isabella Siqueira with more.
I'm here at the 56th annual Chicano Park Day celebration happening here behind me in San Diego. Now there are several locals here, different community organizations celebrating not just their identity and culture, but also their constant efforts. But this year things are a little bit different. Now some of the murals here and also some of the street names are being changed and renamed.
I support the name change 100%. I think that, the community of Logan have been trying to rename the Chicano Park Boulevard for forever.
This past week, the city of San Diego voted and approved to rename Cesar Chavez Parkway in Barrio Logan to Chicano Park Boulevard instead.
With all of the information that's come to light about Cesar Chavez, I think it's super important, one, because there's already a lot of misconceptions about the farm workers movement in general. For example, like where it started and who's the backbone and what it was originally for. And also, I think this is a reminder for people to not idolize people and to instead focus on the movement.
This change is a result of the investigation that surfaced last month revealing how Chavez had been sexually abusing young girls while leading the United Farm Workers movement.
I just don't, it's not the right answer, so it's more feeding into that cancel culture. And I think that's why these cycles repeat, is because we create shame around it. So, men don't take accountability, people don't take accountability or feel safe enough to take accountability.
As you can see, there are several different perspectives here in the community. Now, efforts are being made to change the name of Cesar Chavez Parkway, and several other changes are underway. Reporting from San Diego, California, I'm Isabella Siqueira, Beach TV News.
Derek, city leaders say these changes are about balancing history with accountability and deciding what should be preserved and what should change.
I'm sure these changes are just the beginning. Well, it's time for a quick break, but coming up.
It's the end of an era in the Bay. Steve Kerr is out as the Warriors head coach, what this shocking move means for Steph, Draymond, and the future of the franchise. And
The 51st Acura Grand Prix is underway. You can catch all of that up next.
Women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say. Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses.
It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence. Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement. So again, we say to that, save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Being a cowboy, I don't know anything different from when I was 3 or 4 years old. I did tough things. I thought everybody needed to do tough things, and if you didn't, I didn't have time for it. I had a very successful career at a very young age, and life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally on the inside. And then I got hurt. I wanted to be better as a person, and I really dug into mental health. I start my day with 20-minute workouts. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Horses are so therapeutic. They know what you're feeling. When you're nervous, they're nervous. He won't say it back, but we're pals. I take a lot of responsibility in taking care of my kids, my family, and being there for them. You're gonna have tough days. Everybody does. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
Welcome back. CPR can mean the difference between life and death, and every second counts. But studies show women are less likely to get it. Btvn reporter Tyler Williams takes a closer look.
Every second counts when it comes to CPR, making it essential to act without hesitation.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, known as CPR, has been a life-saving technique for decades.
Basically, as EMTs, we're taught to, as soon as we come onto a scene, if a person's unconscious, we're going to be checking their pulse and their breathing. If those are absent, it's very important to start CPR right away. It hugely increases the survival rate.
CPR shifts life-saving powers from hospitals to everyday people.
Well, given if the patient is not breathing and the heart is not beating, they need immediate help because delay can cost them their life. So becoming the heart, becoming the breathing for them since they cannot.
However, both genders do not stand an equal chance at receiving CPR, according to the American Heart Association.
Not breathing, no pulse.
People, especially males, try to respect a woman's privacy as much as possible, and due to a woman having to, cover her chest area, they're more unwilling to remove her clothing.
Men have a 23% higher chance of survival during CPR due to bystander hesitation.
So the more exposure people have with the CPR situation and hopefully the female mannequins, the less hesitant they will to be providing care. Just like anything else, comfort equals quicker and more accurate.
Companies such as 911 Medical Education are working to shorten the gender gap, so it's important for everyone to take CPR class.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Reporting from Long Beach for Beach TV News, I'm Tyler Williams.
From the NBA playoffs to the NFL draft, there's a lot going on in sports. To catch us up on all the action, we turn it over to BTVN's Sean Michaels.
Thanks, Derek. Uncertainty is driving headlines across sports right now, from coaching shakeups in the NBA to questions surrounding World Cup venues and the big gamble of the NFL draft. We've got a lot to cover.
The new era of the NBA has arrived. As the new era of players and teams come in,
old ones are forced to leave. The Warriors dynasty and the Steph Curry era could be on its way out. This dynasty was revolutionary and changed the landscape of the NBA. A huge part of that was head coach Steve Kerr, led the Warriors to 4 championships as well as a record-breaking 73-9 season. After a play-in loss to the Phoenix Suns, cameras caught a moment that showed Kerr embracing Draymond Green and Steph Curry, saying, "I don't know what's going to happen next, but I love you guys." Steve Kerr's contract has expired and the Warriors seem they may be heading in a new direction. This may be the last time we see Steve Kerr as the head coach of the Warriors, but the dynasty he helped create will go down in history and always be remembered. New Jersey Transit could soon charge fans up to $150 for a round-trip ride from Penn Station in New York to MetLife Stadium during the World Cup. However, that price is not sitting well with the governor. The governor believes FIFA should pay for the rides, as it is unfair to New Jersey residents. FIFA responded to the governor, saying they agreed to a deal back in 2018 claiming transportation for fans was expected to be free as part of the deal to bring the tournament to New Jersey. Now, with the tournament approaching, fans may look for other modes of transportation. This could include driving. As both sides hold their ground, fans planning to attend the match may be left wondering just how much getting to the game will really cost. The NFL draft is officially done. After a long offseason and a lot of scouting, the draft is the last chance for teams to get better before the season. There was plenty of excitement, disappointment, and hope for many teams. With the first pick, the Raiders selected quarterback Fernando Mendoza. This came as no surprise, as the Raiders needed a quarterback and they may have found their franchise guy. What was a surprise was LA Rams picking Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson was a quarterback who was projected to go in the late first round or early second. The Rams drafted him at number 15. This was a surprise because the Rams are trying to compete for a Super Bowl, and picking a backup quarterback in round 1 is very unprecedented. Although on paper these picks may look good, the truth is they are all question marks, and nobody truly knows how great or mediocre these players can be. So we will watch and see. Now over to men's volleyball. A thriller on the court and a big win for Long Beach State. The Beach taking down top-seeded Hawaii in a 5-set battle to win the Big West Championship. The victory not only avenges a regular season loss, but punches Long Beach State's ticket to the NCAA Tournament. Btvn's Ethan Cohen is live from the tournament with the thrilling win.
Hey guys, that's right. I'm here at the Brent Event Center at UC Irvine, where Long Beach State just took home the gold against number 1 Hawaii. Long Beach State took this to a 5-set thriller, where in the beginning Hawaii dominated Long Beach State, but in the end Long Beach State came out on top. The freshman wonder Wojciech Gajek led the way with a stunning 27 kills, earning Big West MVP honors. Now, the Beach heads into the NCAA Regionals Tournament as the Big West automatic bid, hosting Loyola Chicago and St. Francis at the Pyramid starting May 1st. Long Beach enters postseason play 24-4, and with 4 national titles to their name, they know exactly what it takes to go all the way. We'll see what happens there, but I'm going to send it back to you guys at the news desk. My name is Ethan Cohen, Beach TV News.
A very much deserved win after an amazing comeback in sets 4 and 5. Now to the streets of Long Beach, which hosted a full weekend of racing action, led by IndyCar, supported by IMSA, and rounded out by a variety of support series and fan experiences across downtown. Kaylee Gallagher has all the details. Kaylee?
I'm Kaylee Gallagher, live here for BTVN in the grid in pit lane for IndyCar this time around. As you can hear, fans are excited as drivers are just driving past as the parade finishes up. Behind me are a multitude of different cars in their starting positions on the grid. IndyCar once again led the way in Long Beach, where strategy, pit execution, and track position decided the outcome. Alex Palou continued his dominant run with another statement win, extending his championship lead after a clean final pit stop and strong execution under pressure. With his latest victory, Palou continues to set the standard in the series, winning at a historic rate and taking control of the title fight. In IMSA, Acura and Honda Racing Corporation broke through at home with the number 93 Acura ARX06 claiming the GTP win in Long Beach over Cadillac and Porsche. Tight streets meant strategy and traffic decided the race, and in the Porsche Carrera Cup North America, Tom Sargent completed a weekend sweep for GMG Racing. Beyond that, Formula Drift brought sideways action, HMSA kept historic machinery alive on the streets, and Stadium Supertrucks added big air and contact to the weekend lineup. And off the track, thousands packed downtown Long Beach for one of the biggest motorsport festivals in the country.
This is just a lot more personal. I mean, getting into like the F1 paddock is such a hard and like just not, normal people can't do that. So I love being here and being able to be in the paddock. It just feels more real. You're so close to everything. everything.
For many, it's the constant action that defines the experience.
I love that it's IMSA and IndyCar because I love both of them, and it's just kind of like perfect to be able to go to both in like one weekend.
People should come to the Long Beach Grand Prix because it's great. Like it's super fun. You get to meet so many cool people and get to watch all the different races, like the Porsche, the trucks, and then of course the IndyCar after like everything. Yeah.
From Alex Palou's IndyCar dominance to Acura's IMSA home win and a full supporting race weekend including Porsche Carrera Cup, Long Beach once again delivered across every level. From Long Beach, California, I'm Kaylee Gallagher for Beach TV News.
From the racetrack to the volleyball court, a lot of action for the beach. And one more shout out to the men's volleyball team for bringing home the Big West win. Back to you, Derek.
Congrats. Go Beach. Well, from the racetrack and the volleyball court, we head to the ring. WrestleMania is taking over Las Vegas, packing Allegiant Stadium for the WWE's biggest show of the year. BTVN's Carlos Acedo is live in the heart of the action. Carlos?
Hello and thank you. I'm reporting live right outside of Allegiant Stadium where WrestleMania 42 was held here today. My voice is completely gone, but what isn't gone is the energy that has left this arena today after WrestleMania 42 main events had a jam-packed event. The Granddaddy of them all had showcases of immortals here today with the likes of CM Punk going against Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley going against Jade Cargill, AJ Lee going against Becky Lynch, and even a great ladder match starring Penta and Rey Mysterio. All that and more right here, right now.
WrestleMania. The showcase of the Immortals hosted by John Cena delivered on every level, with shocking returns, hard-fought battles, and history made on the grandest stage of them all. Liv Morgan brought trouble to Las Vegas and ultimately defeated Stephanie Vaquer for their women's world title. The main event saw mentor versus protege as Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton faced off in the undisputed WWE Championship, as Cody would be the one to ultimately claim the prize.
First WrestleMania I've always wanted to come, and it was amazing. The mood, the atmosphere, it was all so electric. You could feel the passion that everyone had.
WrestleMania would ultimately end with two big main events, being Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill and Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Rhea would be back on top as she defeated Jade with an assist from Io Sky, and Roman Reigns and CM Punk would beat each other to a pulp across nearly 40 minutes. Punk bled, Reigns bled. Punk put Reigns through the announce table with a Randy Savage elbow, and Reigns kicked out of the two GTS attempts before a final spear gave him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. WrestleMania would bring in the two-night total to 106,072 people in attendance for those 2 nights.
Reporting live from Las Vegas, I'm Carlos Acedo, Beach TV News.
Every now and then you may find a snake or a lizard in your backyard, but what about a hot air balloon? That's exactly what happened in Temecula when a hot air balloon made an emergency landing in a neighborhood. The pilot forced to make a split-second decision after wind suddenly dropped, with limited space in the balloon touched down near a home, giving one family an unexpected visit. All 13 people on board were safe. After landing, the balloon lifted again briefly, drifting into the street before shutting down. No injuries reported, just one very unusual backyard story.
A scary ride, but we are glad everyone is safe. We have to take another short break, but up next.
A local beach artist is handpicked by rap legend Snoop Dogg to create a mural to commemorate his new venture. Our reporter shows us how a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is putting this young local talent in the spotlight. Plus, a hero is honored. An Oklahoma high school principal who took down an armed intruder is now being celebrated in an unforgettable way. The emotional tribute up next.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is vaping? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Welcome back. Big things are happening on the big screen with major stars, sequels, and a legendary story that is currently in cinemas near you. Here's Leilani Quijano with entertainment news.
Thank you, Derek. Grab your popcorn and keep those ticket stubs handy, because Hollywood is lining up plenty of reasons to head back to the movies.
First up, the King of Pop has made his return in theaters. The Michael Jackson biopic, Michael, promises an inside look at the life, music, and legacy of Michael Jackson, with his nephew Jafar Jackson portraying the iconic performer. The film was just released this Friday and is already dominating the box office. Meanwhile, over at CinemaCon, Marvel Studios gave MCU fans a glimpse at what's next in the Marvel Universe. The Doomsday trailer dropped exclusively for fans who attended Disney CinemaCon presentation, teasing a high-stakes, action-packed storyline. While details are still under wraps, early reactions suggest this could be one of the most intense releases of the year. And finally, get ready to feel the need for speed once again. Tom Cruise is officially set to return for Top Gun 3, continuing the story of Pete Maverick Mitchell after the massive success of Top Gun Maverick. While plot details haven't been confirmed, expectations are sky high as Cruise looks to take the franchise to new heights, literally.
From major biopics to returning blockbusters, Hollywood is bringing the big screen back to life, one movie release at a time. I'm Leilani Quijano, and that's your latest in entertainment. Thanks, Leilani. A Cal State Long Beach student lands the dream opportunity of a lifetime, and the best part is, he was handpicked by a local Long Beach rap legend. Our reporter Ivan Ruiz is on the scene in Venice Beach.
From the crowded classrooms at Cal State Long Beach to the sunny shores of Venice Beach, one local art student is making major waves and capturing the attention of a local hip-hop legend. When hip-hop icon Snoop Dogg set out to bring his flagship ice cream brand Dr. Bombay to life, he didn't look to the usual names. He commissioned a rising voice, someone fluent in story, style, and street authenticity. Meet Malachi Wright, an MFA student at Cal State Long Beach.
I'm a first-year grad student at Cal State Long Beach. Today we're here at the Dr. Bombay Ice Cream Shop grand opening. I designed the mural. It's my first one. I'm very excited about this moment.
So how does one acquire a commission project by Snoop Dogg himself?
In 2019, I did a picture of a whole bunch of Snoop Dogs playing poker. And Snoop Dogg seen it on Instagram and wanted to make it his album cover. So he made that his album cover for I Want to Thank Me. Since then, me and Snoop Dogg stay connected.
This crossroad is where academia meets ambition, where paint meets legacy, and where a new chapter in contemporary muralism begins.
Since I've been at Cal State Long Beach, I've really been getting into, traditional painting for the first time. Before I was at Cal State Long Beach, majority of my work was digital based or done with pencils and pens, so since I've been there, I've been, blessed with a studio space to create, and having that studio space has allowed me to do more paintings and, just being able to hone that skill allowed me to come into this mural project, very comfortably. I think working with brands like Dr. Bombay, it's almost like working with my family in a sense, it's given the fact that I have my actual family here and Snoop and them, that's like my family now at this point. You know what I'm saying? Not only keep working, enjoy the work that you do that's for free. You know what I'm saying? I know we all want to have a career and survive as an artist, but first we got to love it.
And that just goes to show you, when you're a student at the beach, the sky's the limit. Reporting from Venice Beach, Ivan Ruiz, Beach TV News.
Congrats to Malachi. We love to see it. Well, we end tonight in Oklahoma, where high school principal is being hailed as both a hero and a prom king. Yes, prom king. Loud cheers filled Pauls Valley High School as students crowned their principal, Kirk Moore, just days after he helped stop a potential mass shooting on campus. Authorities say on April 7th, a former student entered the school with two semi-automatic handguns and fired multiple shots inside the building.
That's when Principal Moore rushed in, charging the gunman and wrestling him to the ground. During the struggle, Moore was shot in the leg, but with help from another staff member, he managed to disarm the attacker until police arrived. Students honored his courage, voting him prom king and calling him what many now see him as, a real-life hero. Way to go, Principal Moore. Well, that's how we end this edition of Beach TV News. I'm Larissa Samano.
And I'm Derek Ellis. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation. Head over to our socials and let us know what you think about tonight's stories.
From all of us at BTVN, good night, Long Beach.